All right, now we're gonna do number 8. Number 8 is very complicated, so I'm gonna break it down to the best of my abilities for understanding. It's a multi-step problem. So Brandon uses 3 1/4 cups of flour for a loaf of bread. He bakes 5 loaves of bread each week. How much flour does he use for 3 weeks? So we're pulling out our important information here in keywords. So we know that he uses 3 1/4 cups of flour for 1 loaf. So I'm gonna put that equals 1 loaf, right? He bakes 5 loaves of bread, okay, each week. So I know that 3 1/4 times 1 times 5 is going to give me how much flour he uses for 1 week. We're gonna figure that out, okay? It says how much flour does he use in 3 weeks? So once I calculate how much he uses for 1 week, I'm gonna then multiply that by 3 weeks. So let's get into this math really quickly. I cannot multiply whole numbers by mixed numbers, so I must convert this into an improper fraction. The formula that we're going to use for that is W times D plus N. So whole number times denominator plus numerator, and we're converting this mixed number here. So my whole number is 3, my denominator is 4, and my numerator is 1. So 3 times 4 is 12 plus 1 equals 13. And the denominator stays the same, so 13 over 4. And he uses that for 1 loaf of bread, so I'm going to times that by 1. And in order to multiply a whole number by a mixed number, you just simply add the denominator of 1, okay? So we have 13 times 1 is 13, 4 times 1 is 4. So we've used these two numbers. Now we must multiply it by 5 because he's baking 5 loaves of bread. So this is how much he uses for 1 loaf. Now we have to multiply it by 5 because he's baking 5 loaves. Again, my whole number is 5. I'm turning into a fraction by simply adding 1 as the denominator, and I'm multiplying straight across. 13 times 5 equals 65. And the denominator 4 times 1 equals 4. So now we have 65 over 4. That's how much flour he uses for 5 loaves of bread. Okay, so I'm going to erase this for now because we have how much he uses for 5 loaves of bread for 1 week. Now we have to multiply this number times 3 weeks. So how much loaves of bread does he use for 3 weeks? Again, this is a whole number, this is a fraction. I need to turn my whole number into a fraction by simply adding 1 as my denominator. And then I'm going to multiply across. 65 times 3 equals 195. 4 times 1 equals 4. All fractions are division. So I'm going to do 195 divided by 4. Or you can find your multiples of 4 that are going to get you close to 195 without going over, or use partial quotients. For the sake of time, I'm going to use standard algorithm division. So that's going to give me 48 with a remainder of 3. Okay? 48 remainder 3. So the number on the left becomes my whole number, and the number on the right becomes my new numerator, and my denominator is 4, and it stays the same. So the answer to this problem is 48 3/4, which is A.